Welcome all to the black hole of exploring knowledge, the analysis hole. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel for further notifications to my upcoming videos. These are the question and answers from the chapter 1 of your book, The Fun They Had. Question number 1. Thinking about the text, calculate how many years and months ahead from now Margie's entry is. It is about 139 years and 5 months ahead of present time. This will change with time. The time is to be calculated from 17th May 2157 to present day. Now question number 1, A part. Answer these questions in a few words or a couple of sentences each. How old are Margie and Tommy? Answer: Margie is 11 and Tommy is 13 years old. Question number 1, B part. Answer: what did Margie write in her diary? Margie wrote in her diary, "Today Tommy found a real book." Had Margie ever seen a book before? No. Margie had never seen a book before. Margie and Tommy had only a mechanical teacher. The machine used to teach them in a fixed time daily. Now these questions in a few words or a couple of sentences. What things about the book did she find strange? Margie was surprised to see the yellow and crinkly pages of the book and found it awfully funny to read birds and that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on the screen. Furthermore, when she turned back to the previous page, it had the same words on it which she read for the first time. Question 1, E part. What do you think a telebook is? A telebook is a book that can be read on screen. Question number 1, F. Where was Margie's school? Did she have any classmates? Margie's school was a computer in her home itself, right next to her bedroom. No, she did not have any classmates. What subject did Margie and Tommy learn? Margie and Tommy learned history, geography, and arithmetic. They had mechanical teachers. They were not real persons but television which had different subject actors. Now with reference to the story, I wouldn't throw it away. Who say these words? Tommy said these words. What does it refer to in this line? It refers to the television screen which had a million of books on it. And what is it being compared with by the speaker? Tommy is comparing the television screen to the books of the earlier times in which words were printed on paper. He thought that after reading such books, one would not have to throw them away. However, he would never have to throw away his telebook. Now, answer this with reference to your story. This is a line from your chapter. Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher, it was a man. Who does they refer to? They refer to the students who studied in the old kind of schools centuries before the time this story is set in. What does regular mean here? Regular refers to the mechanical teachers that Tommy and Margie had. What is it contrasted with? The mechanical teacher is contrasted with the teacher of the earlier times who was a human being. Now question number 3. What kind of teachers did Margie and Tommy have? Margie and Tommy had mechanical teachers. They had large black screens on which all the lessons were shown and questions were asked in addition to a slot in which the students had to put their homework and test papers. They had to write their answers in a punch code and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks instantly. Now, next question. Why did Margie's mother send for the county inspector? Margie had been given many tests in geography by the mechanical teacher, but there were no signs of improvement in her performance. It only kept getting worse, and in order to find out its reason, Margie's mother sent for the county inspector. What did he do? The county inspector gave Margie an apple and then began working on a mechanical teacher. He took it apart and checked it thoroughly. Meanwhile, Margie hoped that the inspector would not know how to put the mechanical teacher together again. However, to her disappointment, he managed to reassemble it. Also, he slowed down the geography sector of the teacher, which was a little too quick for an average 10-year-old student. Now answer in short paragraph, about 30 words. Why was Margie doing badly in geography? What did the county inspector do to help her? Margie was doing badly in geography because the geography sector of the mechanical teacher had been geared a little too quick for an average 11-year-old student. The county inspector assessed the problem accurately and told her that she could not be blamed for her poor performance. Besides, her overall progress was quite satisfactory. In order to rectify the situation, the county inspector slowed down the geography sector of the mechanical teacher to an average 11-year level. Now, question number 3, E part. What had once happened to Tommy's teacher? Once the history sector of Tommy's teacher had blanked out completely. It had to be taken out for a month by the county inspector. Margie was thinking he would take her mechanical teacher too with himself to repair it. Question number 3, F part. Did Margie have regular days and hours for school? If so, why? Yes, Margie had regular days and hours for school because her mother strongly believed that learning at regular hours helped little girls learn better. The mechanical teacher was always available at the same time every day except Saturdays and Sundays. Question number 3, G part. How does Tommy describe the old kind of school? Tommy described the old kind of school as a special building where all students assembled and studied the same concepts according to their respective ages. There were hundreds of students who not only studied but played, laughed and shouted in the open yard and enjoyed with one another at the same time. Also, at the end of their day at school, they collectively left for their houses. Now next question, 3rd, H part. How does he describe the old kind of teachers? Tommy said that the old kind of teacher was a man who taught the students inside a special building. He asked them questions and gave them homework. However, when Margie said that a man was not smart enough to be a teacher, he contradicted her by saying that his father knew as much as his mechanical teacher. Now question number 4, A part. What are the main features of mechanical teachers and the schoolrooms that Margie and Tommy have in the story? Margie and Tommy had mechanical teachers. They had large black screens on which all the lessons were shown and questions were asked, in addition to a slot in which the students had to put their homework and test papers. They had to write their answers in a punch code, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks instantly. And their schools were in their homes itself, and they did not have any classmates. However, they had regular days and fixed duration of study in which they learned history, geography and arithmetic. And now question 4, B part. Why did Margie hate school? Why did she think all kind of school must have been fun? Margie hated school because she considered it to be a highly tedious task. A mechanical teacher used to teach her every day at a fixed time for regular hours, and as the story mentions of her poor performance in geography, she kept on losing interest in her studies. The part she hated the most was inserting the homework and test paper in particular slot and writing all the answers in a punch code. She disapproved of the method of the teaching and considered the old kind of school to be fun-filled place, as she imagined all the students from the neighborhood coming together, laughing, shouting and enjoying in the open yard of the school. She thought that learning the same concepts together, they could help each other with their homework and other things. She further imagined the students sitting together in a classroom and going home together at the end of the day. Altogether, these aspects compelled Margie to think of the old kind of school to be much fascinating and interactive. Now, question 4C part. Do you agree with Margie that schools today are more fun than the school of the story? Give reasons for your answer. Yes, I agree that schools today are more fun-filled than the school in the story. In the story, it is not an interactive place where students communicate and express themselves in a free environment. The mechanical method of teaching, as well as the method of learning and writing answers in a punch code, is draining. The environment is solitary in nature, where the student is isolated from his surroundings. And children develop a better understanding by listening to the teachers explaining lessons, and it is more interesting than reading the lesson on a mechanical device. It tends to create a healthy environment of learning where students can discuss and solve their problems at the same time, which is not possible with a mechanical teacher who is programmed to teach only in a certain way. And children also get the opportunity to explore the meaning of friendship and healthy relationship with others. Moreover, the moral values of obedience, kindness, respect and sharing can be inculcated only in the free environment of the classroom. In addition to this, taking part in various sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a strong personality and overall development of the students. Now, next part is thinking about the language, the grammar part, and these are the answers. In first sentence you have to fill awfully, and in second sentence is sorrowfully. Then and third sentence completely, fourth loftily, fifth differently, sixth quickly, and seventh non-challenge. Now use these adverbs to fill in the blanks in the sentences below. We have to fill all these adverbs in the sentences, in these sentences. So first you have to fill in the first sentence the carefully, then second is loftily, then third is differently, fourth sorrowfully, fifth completely, and sixth nonchalantly, seventh awfully, and eighth quickly. Now you have to make adverbs from these adjectives. So these are the answers: angry, angrily, happy, happily, merry, merrily, sleep, sleepily, easy, easily, noisy, noisily, tidy, tidily, and gloomy, gloomily. Now imagine that Margie's mother told her, "You will feel awful if you don't finish your history lesson." She could also say, "You will feel awful unless you finish your history lesson." Unless means if not. Now sentences with unless or if are not negative conditional sentences. Now notice that these sentences have two parts. The part that begins with a if not or unless tells us the condition. This part has a verb in the present tense. Look at the verbs don't finish and finish in the sentences number 1 and 2 above. The other part of the sentence tells us about a possible result. It tells us what will happen if something else doesn't happen. The verb in this part of the sentence is in future tense. You will feel. Now these two tense again in the following examples. Now read these examples. Complete the following conditional sentences. Use the correct form of verb. Now first sentence, if I don't go to Anu's party tonight, she will be disappointed. If you don't telephone the hotel to order food, you will miss your evening meal. Unless you promise to write back, I will not write to you. If she doesn't play any games, she will become inactive and lazy. Unless that little bird flies away quickly, the cat will pounce and eat up. Now the writing section. This is a question, and you have to write a letter to the publisher, Mindfame Private Limited, requesting that a set be sent you by a valuable payable post and giving your address. Your letter will have following parts. So this is the question, and you have to write this letter like this. First you have to write the address, the sender's address. Then you have to write the main content of this